But Charango, so here's this little thing. We decided to put both our babies on the piano because it looks great, but but okay.
So the charango is a combination between the Baroque guitar and, what native want to accomplish with, with a string instrument. The charango is not doesn't have a logic sequence on tuning,
Yeah.
like violin, any instrument, go from high to low usually. The lowest string is in the middle, but
there is a wisdom to it.
There is a reason for that. The native scales were pentatonic.
Yes, of course.
It's a 5-string, and if you alternate, you get your pentatonic scale. Right? Yeah. And it's meant to be played alternating thumb with the other fingers. So we don't do so much scales going down because it's not possible. The one of the highest string is right there. But we use other techniques that was developed by the native people to have a pentatonic scale instrument. So that is. Now, the other thing was they didn't have the technology to shape the body of the instrument. So for this part, they had the bad idea to kill armadillos. So they use armadillo shells in the beginning of the charango, you know. But with the time and with ecologies, you know.
You don't do that anymore.
We don't do it. I'm an ecologically correct charango player. So this part of the instrument is made out of wood now and have more projection, actually, a very loud instrument.
Well, that was my question. If this instrument was to be played at home in secret, it's pretty loud for that.
Yeah, the neighbors can
hear it.
Accuse you.
Yeah.
Hey, they are playing charango. No, but people in Chile they love it.
Yeah, of course.
And we have icons like Violeta Parra or Victor Jara that they give so much to Chilean culture and South American culture, and everybody was fine after all.
Okay. The piece that you're going to talk to us about, the piece you're going to play with the orchestra.
Yes. Well, the concerto that Javier Farias wrote for us is called The Flight of Your Soul. So
right.
El vuelo de tu alma.
Yeah, I did translate that.
Yes.
It's very poetic.
Very poetic. So Javier Farias is the continuation of this La Nueva Canción movement in Chile, the new song, the new Chilean song. When Pinochet take power, the first thing that he did is to kill Victor Jara. He put him in jail, tortured him, and killed him.
You have to tell us who Victor Jara is, just because.
Victor Jara was one of the most prominent composers, theater director, poet. He was like a Renaissance man and played the guitar beautiful and a great singer. And he composed so many songs that are very important in Chile. See, that was his sin, you know. And he was killed September 16, 1973. And Javier Faria was born next day, September 17, 1973. And Javier had that feeling that he is the continuation in a way of that tradition, that tradition of say things, you know. And that is why it's the flight of your soul, is the connection between the souls. I imagine composers' souls or tradition souls.
Would we be able to read some of the poetry of the first person you mentioned?
Oh, Victor Jara.
Victor Jara.
If I can read now?
Not now, but in a concert, perhaps.
Yes. We can. I mean, in the concert, Javier Faria wrote lyrics. We have to sing. We are not singers. We practice a lot, but and Javier doesn't care how well or bad we sing, but it's because of what you just say. Because it's so beautiful, the poetry, and also it's so contemporary. Even though it's 50 years ago, 50-something years ago. One of the movement is who killed Carmencita. ¿Quién mató a Carmencita? She committed suicide. Was a 15-year-old girl that came from countryside to Santiago, and she got so overwhelmed with the media. sounds familiar. And, you
Yeah.
know, in those times was just TV, and we have 3 channels. Can you imagine now a person that had never been exposed to social media and come to this huge thing that, and she was so desperate and she killed herself. She couldn't handle it.
Mhm.
And we,
That is very present in our society now.
of course,
The youth, young people struggling with depression
of
because of the
course.
overwhelming. But that's not a subject.
Yes,
obviously.
yes, it's not a
But
subject. But what I'm trying to say is Javier Farias continued the tradition to say something in beautiful words, in beautiful music, to say something about what is happening. That is the main message of this concerto, basically.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that we lost part of it due to the technology, but we still give the audience enough to think about. And I think we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time performing this beautiful music together. The orchestra is looking forward to it, and I'm so thrilled that we have another chance to collaborate, because we've done quite a few projects in the past, and then somehow our lives sort of went in different paths. But I'm so thrilled that
we come back.
that the friendship still continues. So Carlos, thank you very much for the
Thank you,
conversation,
Adrian.
and see you soon on the stage.
Thank you.